This semester, my clinical takes place at Chittix Junior High School. It's a public school in the Normal, Illinois Unit 5 school district. As of 2010, there were 52,000 residents in Normal, Illinois. Normal is a suburban area with schools that filter into two different high schools. My classroom at Chittix is arranged in a way that students are put into groups at tables labeled by colors. Each one of these tables has their own kitchen and workspace. Each table has about 5 to 6 students. The students at Chittix are each supplied with their own laptop, so they're one-to-one. The students use these laptops for their homework, in-class assignments, and the students in my class can use these laptops to look up words if they don't know what they mean in the bell ringer, because my teacher doesn't want to just tell them what they mean. She wants them to look it up. My classroom's decorated with a bulletin board that says Recipe for Success, so that is supposed to signify the foods part of facts. And then it also has student work that's posted on the walls from the entire year. Overall, the students in both of my class periods where I'm present don't have any behavioral issues. My CT has even gone out of her way to mention how these are two really great groups of kids, and honestly, the first classes she's had where there hasn't been any major behavior issues. The only issues that are seen are definitely just the students talking, when the teacher's talking or when they shouldn't be talking. But I would say that this is usually seen in most adolescent classrooms, so we'll definitely see that in our high school classrooms. In my first class because I'm there for 2 periods. In the first one, the students are primarily white, but 4 are Indian and then 2 are African American. And then in my second class, they're also primarily white, but there's 5 students that are African American, 1 who is Hispanic, and 4 students who are Indian. Both my classes are pretty much 50-50 split on the boy to girl ratio, the gender diversities. My teacher aid activities have included grading papers from students designing their own advertisement for a garment. I've led the bell ringer multiple times. I've guided the students through a painting lab where they practice painting on drywall, a hand sewing lab, and the shoebox diorama lab where they made their dream room. I've recently been given the authority to dismiss the students from my classroom if they have to use the restroom or something. That's something I wasn't supposed to do when I first got there. I redesigned the FCS hallway display outside the classroom, and then I always do the basic passing out papers, collecting papers, and then I've really been participating in the classroom discussions, which I was a little nervous to do at first. I've not yet taught my lesson, but me and my CT have been collaborating on what I'm going to teach. I've developed my lesson, and we picked a date for me to teach my lesson, which is the last week. It's the 21st of April. The unit I'm teaching is financial literacy, which I feel like is one of my stronger disciplines under the FCS umbrella, so I'm kind of excited about that. What I'm going to do is conduct a checkbook simulation to teach the students the part of the check, how to write a check, how to use a check register. So in the lesson, I first give the students guided notes with the parts of the check so they can get used to that new language of the parts of the check. And then we discuss, I do a big blank check on the board, and then I'll have the students come up and fill in the parts. So then while they're doing their checkbook simulation, they can look at the check that's on the board if they need a reference on when they're writing their own checks in case they forgot a part. Each student has to create a store where they choose 5 items that they're going to sell during the simulation. So for example, you could make a pet store, and then you could sell dogs for $100 and cats for $50 and so on. You pick 5 different items to sell. And then the students are given 6 blank checks and a check register. So they'll start with $1,000 each one of them, and then they have to make 6 purchases during the simulation from their classmates' stores. And then to assess their understanding of this, they're going to turn in their registry where they've kept track of everything that they've bought, and they're going to turn in the checks that they've collected from their classmates. So then that just shows that the students understood how to write a check and then how to subtract the money each time in their registry. So that's going to be the assessment of the lesson. And I'm planning on doing that next week. So I'm excited to do that because I've never done it with adolescents before. I used it as an example in one of my TCH classes where I had the students, I did like a mock teaching with my own age group. So I'm interested to see how it works with the adolescent age group. So I'll see how it goes.